Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Foreign Technical Solutions, where we find solutions to everyday problems. So let's get started. First of all, happy Labor Day to you guys. If you are celebrating, enjoy yourselves. We're going to take a look at the news that's coming up for this week, which is always something that you would want to do as a new trader. So it looks like Australian little USD on Tuesday, little USD on Thursday, and then we have NFP on Friday. NFP is always a huge news day, a lot of movement. I don't trade NFP, so you just want to be careful if you are going to trade NFP. And now let's go and look at our charts. So we're going to start where we normally start, which is going to be the Swiss franc, US dollar. So these are opinions of mine, and they are subject to change. The dollar has really been strengthening over the last few weeks, and looks like we are approaching the 200 EMA here, and I would be looking for a sell. I think that we got to get a little pullback. It's not going to continue to just go up. I fully expect some pullback around this level, but I'm not looking to trade this pair. I think the dollar is really strong right now, and I think it's a really volatile pair. And with the president tweeting about the dollar every other day, it's just not appealing to me. You know, of course, you trade at your own risk, but I see that this is approaching resistance here, and I'm looking for a pullback around the 98 level. Silver. As you guys know, I am a silver bull. I think silver is a safe haven commodity. I think silver has a huge upside, and it's something you want to hold on to long term. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing. This is just a solution to your poverty problem. So this video or this channel is for people who want to find solutions. You're tired of complaining. You're tired of blaming other people for your problems. You're tired of whining. You're tired of being a victim, and you're trying to find solutions. One solution is to purchase physical silver. Silver has already grew about, let's do the math real quick, 14, 18, 20%. I'm going to say 20% in the last May, June, July, August, 4 months. Now we're going to zoom out, and I'm going to show you guys a monthly chart of silver so you can see that the all-time high for silver was about 44 bucks, and this was during the last recession. If you're paying attention, you hear talks of another recession, so very well silver could retest this previous all-time high. I fully expect it to, and I fully expect it to continue to even maybe 50 bucks an ounce. So right now at $18 an ounce, you have a huge upside. So silver is a metal that you should look into. Totally bullish. You know, I would want some pullback here, but I wouldn't count on it. Again, silver, I'm bullish on silver. I would wait for a pullback before entering, but this is a long play for me, and I'm looking to buy anything within this area. I don't think we'll ever see $14 or $15 an ounce silver, at least as long as I'm alive. Gold. Now, keep in mind, gold and silver are correlated, so they say. But if you notice, same chart, same all-time high, same time frame, gold hit 1900. Gold is already back at 1500. So let's just give you a comparison. You see silver? You see how it still has so much upside? whereas gold really doesn't. But again, gold is going to bust through this all-time high of 1900 and probably keep going, maybe 25, maybe 3000, who knows. They're both precious metals, they're both safe haven commodities, and they're both worth looking into purchasing. We're going to take a look at EURJPY only because I traded EURJPY last week and I actually took a loss on this pair because I was trying to catch the bottom, and that is just something that you shouldn't do, you know. So I thought that since, let me show you guys what I was thinking. All right, so this, see right here, so I felt like, okay, I felt like this was support. Actually, I thought this was going to be support, and it ended up not being support at all. So with that being said, the euro can just keep selling. I mean, it really could go down here to 113 without no problem. You know, there's a lot of room here. If it breaks this, it could see 108. You know, any of these levels are potentially possible for the euro. Right now, if you're paying attention, which if you're trading the markets, you should be, there's a lot going on in the euro, in the Brexit, in the Great British Pound, so it's weak. And with Japan or the Japanese yen being a safe haven currency, I would stay away from the euro. I would stay away from the euro. I would stay away from the pound because there's just a lot of uncertainty with Brexit and everything that's going on. The guys suspending the parliament, they're in the streets. So one thing I like to do is really pay attention to current events, and it kind of helps me to stay away from volatile or hot markets that are unpredictable. So if you're paying attention, they are marching in Britain right now because Boris suspended the parliament. So you can take a look at GJ. GJ is another one where it looks like you're at support, you know, right? Like this is support, and this has been support for a really long time. I mean, you haven't seen the Great British Pound this low since 2016. So the next stop, wrong. I mean, looks like around 118. That's a lot of That's a lot of pips. A lot. You know, broke this zone about 2 weeks ago, or you know, and now we're gonna continue. At least I see the next stop being around 121, 122. Again, I wouldn't be looking to buy the euro or the pound until this Brexit situation is over. EURNZD. Now, this is another tricky pair because, again, I'm saying the euro is weak, right? However, the New Zealand dollar is weaker. And that's why you see that the euro is still making a little gains, right? The euro has been in an uptrend versus the New Zealand dollar for the last few weeks because the New Zealand dollar is even weaker than the euro. The New Zealand dollar is weak because the New Zealand dollar depends on China, depends on the exports, just like the Australian dollar. The New Zealand dollar and the Australian dollar are really inseparable. They're linked together. So if the Australian dollar is weak, the New Zealand dollar is going to be weak, and that's just the way it goes. I wouldn't trade this pair, but if I was looking, my bias is to sell. Now, if you can take a look, you can see that there's some resistance here. You know, it's tested. It's tested this level once, two, three times, and it fell. Could get another test and then a hard drop, or we actually could see some continuation and, you know, sell all the way down to previous level of support, which is my bias. So if I was trading this pair, I would be looking to take sales. I'm waiting to see how it goes. Today was a holiday. I would even wait till Monday, and then maybe Wednesday or Thursday I would look for a sell signal, which would be a pin bar or a M formation or any bearish formation on a lower time frame. That's the EURNZD. I would only be looking for sales and sales only as we have reached a point of resistance and it has been tested and hasn't broke it 3 times. Let's see. Yeah, I only trade a few pairs and I think that's it. That was really quick. So now we're going to take a look at crypto. Oh, let's take a look at my other pair. The USD peso. I was in a sale last week, but I actually closed just because I don't want to trade against the trend. Although, if you take a look, this line is still here. We're definitely at a level of resistance, previous resistance. But just like happened here, we could see a push all the way up through to this level. Like I just mentioned, the dollar is strong, and like I said last week, when you are dealing with the peso and the US dollar, they really aren't traded against each other. The dollar, as long as the dollar is strong, then it's going to cost you more pesos to buy dollars. If you know anything about Mexico, I actually lived in Southern California for a while. I used to go and exchange my pesos in TJ or my dollars in TJ. You know that as the stronger the dollar gets, it's just going to cost you more pesos. And that's just the way it goes. The peso is never really going to be stronger than the dollar because Mexico depends on us. So as long as the dollar remains strong, then I wouldn't be looking to sell the dollar unless I got a really, 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 like right here. Here, this was a lot of rejection, but this was weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of rejection before it actually broke and went south. So I wouldn't be looking to sell here until I saw some rejection and then look to sell right back down to this level. It's been ranging here for about 2 years. So between $19 and $20 is about the peso US dollar range. Let's take a look at cryptocurrency. All right, looks like Ripple kind of had a little bounce. I don't know why, but we'll just keep an eye on it right now. I mean, this could have been the bottom around 24 cents. I don't hold any Ripple. I'm not holding any crypto. And as long as it's below this 200 EMA, I'm not looking to buy any of it. I personally think Ripple is a crappy project. It is not decentralized. It has been around for 5 or 6 years, so it's really just a hype train. But if you want to try to speculate and think Ripple's going to hit $5, more power to you. Go right ahead and buy you 50,000 Ripple coins. Personally, I think it's crap. But it looks like the crypto kind of popped. See? So, yeah, it looks like the same thing happened with Litecoin. So, Litecoin is kind of looking like it's reversing trend here. Again, I would wait until I got some confirmation and maybe a tail bar, a pin bar here or something to push back up to a previous level. And the same was going to be true for Bitcoin. Bitcoin never really fell as low as the rest of them did, because Bitcoin to me has real world uses. So I think this big bullish candle right here is a good sign for Bitcoin. And if it breaks this 200 EMA right here, we could see $12,000 Bitcoin again. Especially with everything that's going on in the world. Argentina's looking to default, Brexit, trade war fears from China. There's just a lot of uncertainty in the global economy. And the more people learn about Bitcoin, the more people are going to turn to Bitcoin as a safe haven asset, in my opinion. I know I would. If someone was to tell you that you could give them 100, let's just say right now with negative interest rates, what that means is that if you put $1,000 in your bank account, in 2 years, you're only going to have $995. And you got to be proud of that. You should be thankful for that. So Bitcoin, if you put $1,000 in Bitcoin, I guarantee you in 2 years you won't have $1,000. I guarantee you you'll have more. Just because if you take a look, Bitcoin is in an uptrend and has been in an uptrend. This was a nice healthy pullback. We'll get another healthy pullback, and we might see another run at 20,000 within the next year, is my prediction. So rather than invest or put your money in a bank with negative interest rates, buy some Bitcoin. Same with Bitcoin Cash. I'm a big fan of Bitcoin Cash. I think it has a huge upside, and I think it's going to follow Bitcoin. So if you missed Bitcoin at $300, take a look at Bitcoin Cash. It might be something you might be interested in. Do your research first, of course, but Bitcoin Cash is a fork of Bitcoin, and it might actually end up being a good play. Last but not least, Ethereum. I was a huge fan of Ethereum until this week, where wish I could show it to you guys. Let's see if I can show you this article. I read an article about the capacity of Ethereum, and it really kind of bothered me, because a lot of these altcoins, if you pay attention, a lot of these alts run on Ethereum. You know, ERC tokens, any of that. And so if Ethereum runs out of capacity, then the alts are going to crap out too. I think it can probably be worked around. Oh, see, this is February 2nd, 2019. June 24th, Ethereum gas usage. See, this was March 24th, 2019. So yeah, Ethereum I like it. I actually think it has a lot of real world case uses, but if it has scalability issues, it's not gonna work. So I would be careful with trying to buy Ether here at this bottom. I want to wait and see it kind of probably break back above this level right here before I look for buys. But I like Ethereum. I think it is a platform worth taking a look at. And I think that's about it. I really don't play any stocks or anything like that. And this was a quick, brief synopsis. I hope you guys gained some value from these videos. I'm always available to answer any questions. I can also share with you some things that I'm doing in order to find solutions to everyday problems. This is Foreign Technical Solutions. You guys have a great trading week, and don't complain.